All right, we're here for the final part. Hopefully, I can keep my voice of the video games enemies. I added the Zelda ones we missed. I've got two more that I added that I said I missed. Then there was one that I had to look up, and I realized it was just that I had categorized it wrong and moved it in here, and it didn't need to be in here, which was Gom, um, who was, I thought, from Zelda, but it's not. It's from Diablo. So Gom here is actually a Diablo boss, so he will be in the boss one, and I just could not recognize that that's who he was. So I'll move him to the bottom here. I can't get rid of him, but I'll drop him down there. I could do the click to remove, but it'll probably blow everything up, so I'm not going to waste it. All right. So we've got Zelda to finish, about 20 of them. We've got a couple more, like I mentioned, and then ultimately we will rank them. I probably won't, there's so many, I won't be super specific, but I will at least get them in a decent order of what they should be. Okay, so the first one we've got here is Peahat. So Peahat is in Ocarina of Time when you are running through Hyrule Field. And if you were me, this was the first open world game you really played, other than maybe Mario, but this was more immersive in a world. You're running out, it's a beautiful day. Oh, there's the giant flower over there. And then all of a sudden, this sucker comes out of the ground and he starts chasing you with his twirling blades and chases you everywhere. The music changes, it makes you panic and freaks you out. I hate this thing. I've always hated this thing, and it super stresses me out. So there's Peahat. All right, we got a Bombchu. This is a real Bombchu. It's not the little Bombchu bowling deal, what they make the bomb out of. So this is a Bombchu. I just am cautious with them. When I see them running around with their tail, you know they're going to blow up, but usually you can get rid of them before they get to you. Um, okay, so we had, similar to before, we had the Gibdos. These are re-dead, so they perform a similar function when you come out of the Temple of Time and Ocarina of Time. Screeching sound, and then they slow time and they come and attack you, grab you, and start bear hugging you. And there's a reason I'm still scrolling up, because they are anxiety inducing as well. All right, we got a little clam guy, Shellblade. Shellblade's annoying. It's in the water temple. The water temple itself is crazy. This guy will open up whether you're underwater or above water and start bouncing around. He's annoying. Usually you can adjust and get around it, but I'm going to put brace myself so I don't hit it. Use your little hook shot to get rid of it. But if you don't see it, or if you're in the wrong spot, it can be a problem. Skullfish. Skullfish is just a fish in the water that tries to get at you. I don't like water things, so I'm going to have it in the caution. Skulltula. Skulltulas sometimes can drop down and scare you. Then they turn around and you hit them. They're not hard, but you got to watch out for them. There's times like in the Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time, they just drop out of nowhere and you're like, crap, and you get hit. So I'll put them in the cautious section. Then we've got Stallchild. Again, you're at Hyrule Field. You want to stay out at night. You want to look up, see what's going on. All of a sudden, these suckers come out of the ground and start attacking you. It's a little intimidating. They are not hard, but I will give them some props for being a little scary when you first run into them. And it's always annoying when you are out at night and deal with those things. We got the Stalfos. I don't know if there's something more to the name. No, just Stalfos. So Stalfos are, skeleton warriors. They're a little stronger in Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I'd say they're better at countering attacks, from what I recall, and like using their shields. So I'm gonna have them up there in the bracing myself section, because I do have to like think through the fight. All right, now we have the Stallchild. Now you've got the ones that occur within your Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom world, where you've got Stallcoblins, Stallmoblins, and Stallnox. So much like we had the other guys that are real, these are the skeleton versions. The small ones I don't really worry about, honestly, that they're here. And maybe I can pull him down here, just leave him. The Stallmoblin is big and harder, but again, they're skeletons, so I'm going to have him just in the cautious section. And then the Hinox is still pretty tough, so I will have it in the brace section. Okay, then we get to rocks. Yes, rocks. The stone pebblet. The stone pebblet is just a little pebblet. He looks like a rock on the ground. All of a sudden, he gets up and starts running at you and attacking you. I don't think they're very tough. Easy to deal with, so I don't worry about him. These guys, on the other hand, the stone talus. You see, oh, there's a nice little mineral that I can get on top of this rock. And then all of a sudden the rock gets up and moves and starts throwing stuff at you. You have to kill it by knocking the mineral out, essentially. So you got to keep climbing on it and getting to the top. They're not the most stressful thing in the world, but they're pretty stressful. So I will have anxiety inducing for these guys. All right, this is a specific like bird dude, Takuri. I don't remember. He tries to like steal your stuff, I think, and flies around. I never really concerned myself with him too much, but I would say I'm cautious of him. Like I'd watch out and not let him get around. Then we have what's this guy? The Tektite. Yeah, Tektite. Tektite is famous going up toward Death Mountain. You got these guys jumping around. They can be annoying if you don't have your timing down. They'll hit you. I'll say I'm cautious with them because I can't just like roll them over. I've got to make sure I'm shooting my arrows right or attacking the right way. So they earn their keep. This is the lava slug, I believe, torch slug. I never found them to be too difficult. You just shoot them with an arrow, but I was probably cautious of the fire. And like I mentioned before, they thought there was another thing besides the floor master. This looks like a floor master, but this is actually a wall master. I believe this version, and maybe it is the floor one that does it, but this one is the one that appears above you as a shadow and then slowly gets you if you don't move. I did not know what this was when it first happened, and it was scary as crap. It still scares me. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to have it at the top. Again, if I have them mixed up, but this is the one that drops down from the sky. It's terrifying, and it always will be terrifying. Right. The Wizrobe. Wizrobe is in, it's probably in multiple ones, but it's definitely in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. They kind of hop around and dance around. They have different elements, and they will appear and disappear. Tough to deal with. Try to avoid them. Kind of, so I'm going to say they're anxiety inducing. Then we have the Wolfos. So Wolfos, there's, I think, a normal one and then there's White Wolf. Maybe ice cavern type deal. They're annoying. And I've got to prep for them. They're kind of tough to deal with. So they'll be in the bracing myself section when a White Wolf comes up. Wolfos. All right, we have the Yiga is the last one for Zelda. The Yiga are a clan in Breath of the Wild, and I think they're also in Tears of the Kingdom. They famously appear out of nowhere. Will just show up and they'll like disappear and then shoot you with an arrow and reappear. And there's other ones with bigger swords. I probably could have got a different kind. Those two are a little different. But the best are the ones where you're walking and you just go talk to somebody and they end up like being nice to start, and then they reveal that they're here to kill you, and then they start attacking. So the Yiga are kind of fun. I'll say, I'd say I brace myself for their fight. It's something I got to kind of prep for. That leaves us with a couple down here that I mentioned. So Gom doesn't count, but this is the cat from the Top Man stage that I referenced earlier. He shoots hairballs at you and is annoying, and that's why it popped into my head because I saw some guys kind of like him, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, where's that guy? He's more annoying there. Now I don't remember what his name is. I think it's like Napa or something like that. But he's something I braced for, so I'll have him up there. He might move higher. We'll see. And then, so this is Womp. So Womp is from N64. Womp reminded me of him, and he just like tries to fall on you. And when he does, when you go under him or around him. You jump on his back and take him out. And for the most part, I was just kind of cautious with a Womp. All right, so that gets us to the full version here. I'll go from the bottom up and start ranking. I, again, won't be perfect. This is going to be really tough to calibrate because the games that are like more cartoony, it won't feel as stressful because they just aren't. So I'm going to try to make sure I'm thinking of it in the context of the game and how it felt within the context of the game rather than just saying like, oh, all the characters from this game tend to be more stressful or not. So I'll do a little bit of moving around before just to, if something needs to move up or down that I obviously see, and then I'll go from there. Things like sand maggots are very easy. I don't worry about them. Beehive, easy. I gotta remember where my line is here. Okay. Easy. Tall necks don't even really do anything, so I'm gonna have them down here. Okay. Maybe the rat. All right, let's start kind of here. This is not too far off to start. All right, so tall neck, rat, easy. This little guy is easy. Stone Talus is a little bit, these are a little bit stronger. At least there. And then the Dodongo is pretty weak. Keith can at least fly around a bit. Chuju is less than these guys. Deku, Shrub, Wolf. These guys are a little bit worse from Witcher. So is this guy. Wolf is a little tougher than some of these. So this Sonic probably has some that are like this guy. These guys even fly a little bit. That guy's a little tougher. These wolves are like kind of up there with him. Dwarven Spider from Skyrim, a little tougher. Mecha Cooper doesn't do much. See if some of these Mega Man ones are a little tadpoles down way down here. B is he's a little annoying. I'm not going to move too much. This guy is. Deku Shrub. They can get a little. You get a couple Deku Shrubs shooting at you. I can see it. The Varen is a little tougher. These laser guys are a little tougher. Totem poles, not so much. Just the fact that they can block you a bit makes the shield guy a little tougher. This is the shot man. He's probably a little tougher than some of these. So is this one. Otherwise, it's not too bad. Okay. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Now, some of these. So, Antoid would be down like here. cultist. Maybe right in here. Pidgey can get you a little bit. Deku shrub. Tree. Tree. Okay. All right, feeling a little bit better about that. Not too stressful, because some of them I'm thinking are a little, they might have to move up here. Maybe not. Okay, so feel pretty good about in here, up to here. Oh, this is tougher than this one, for sure. Got to get my Horizon Zero Dawn ones down right. This is higher. Lower, lower. Tougher. Lance Horn. Tough, little tougher. Okay. Super Mutant needs to move up. Plowhorn doesn't really attack much. Not stressful, not stressful. Radroach can move down, but it still can be annoying. This guy moves down. Okay. All right. Then we got the dogs. Attack dog's probably a little bit tougher. That's fine. From Dragon Age, a little bit tougher than some of these. And then Swarm is not quite so high. I'd have Baron over this. The New Shot guy's more down here. Oh, this is Scrounger. He's more up here. The Nest is farther down. Spider. Stingwing. This is a little too high. And that will move up here. The bats from Diablo move down. Fallen move down quite a bit. I'm going to move Skull Bokoblin up. Just below. Vampire. Vampire needs to go higher. Mummy needs to go lower. Skeleton lower. Probably similar. Okay. All right, I'm going to give a little more credit to the Super Mutant and the Bale Minion. They need to move up one. But I think we'll start there. Might move this one down. Yeah, these guys are both like a Plowhorn. If it gets pissed, it's going to be better than us. All right. Moving on up to Cautious With, which will be our biggest probably category. Brace Myself is probably big. I'll try not to spend all night doing this. So some of these, like even the Super Mutant and Bale's Minion, I just think are higher up. That's was a little low. Gyvdos are higher up. Lizalfos probably higher. Police dude. Okay, bull, I can move down some of these. Bubble bobbles. Okay, move Tektite up a little bit, give him some props. Some of these Mega Man might be a little lower, so here's two that I can see. Oops. I might actually drop those two down. And then grenade guy a little bit up. I think it was a Shadow Man stage. Sand guy a little bit up. Net, not as hard as some of these. Fish. I think that might be Sonic. That looks like a Sonic fish, not a Mega Man fish, but maybe I'm missing the level. Okay, some of these Mario ones, Thwimp. Okay, fish down here. In fact, fish drops. I just watch out not to hit them. Little Mirelurk. Some of these Horizon ones are a little tougher. Not that one. This one. Bristleback. Broadhead. Some of these Diablo ones are toward the top. Bloodlord. Gurgitator. Rogue is farther down. Corrupted Rogue. It's ever down here. Spine. Those guys are kind of fine. I will move the Broadhead up. Maggots, it's just there's so many of them. I don't want to. I guess that's part of their challenge, but it's not super special. Okay, big taxi here. I'm going to move you guys down. Probably the bottom. These guys are a little more stressful than the cats in Diablo. The cats are still pretty good though. Skeleton Mage I might drop down a little bit. Zacharin Priest. Watcher. Pull this above here. Okay, split some of the Marios up so the bloops are a little lower. Maybe below Gibdo. Gibdos are tougher. I should give it more credit. Panic a little bit more when I see them. With some of these others, Bob-omb, Spiky Shell, Dolphin can go down. Super Mutant's much higher. What am I doing? Super Mutant's up here. Streets of Rage, folks. Split you up a bit. Don's up here. Donovan's higher. Okay. Let's split. This guy's harder. Bear. Draugr. Draugr can go down a little. Nice. Aracuda can drop a little bit. Not too much. Hawktrot goes up. Cricket can go down. It's like kind of similar to that. Boomerang Bro, let's move him up a bit. Goomba. Not too concerned about this category, so it's pretty close. Oh, we got a lot of Diablo up here. Oh, I can move the frog one down here. Cactus down a little bit. Pidgey. Sunwing's probably up here. Can move gang member. He's still above these guys. Let's see. Right about there. And then any other Diablos we need to move. That was pretty good. Okay. We'll move up to the Brace Myself 4 section. Pretty big as well. And then after that, not all that difficult to do. Okay, well this is, Brace Myself is at the bottom for the treasure chest. He's just sitting there, as well as Lips. All right, let's see some of these bracers. Okay, little cat, definitely bracing myself higher. Fish, farther down. Stalfos a little bit higher. Hinox skeleton's higher. Wide Maw higher. Cheap. Can move down a little bit. Probably down to the next section. And I should say this given guy can move down a bit. All right. Hammer dude is higher. Skull hammer. Squid dude a little higher. Whale higher. Tiger higher. Okay. So Mega Man is getting closer. Just stands out because it's sitting in the middle. And then we have Sonic. I think Coconut can move down. I would move Zelda up. Down. Big Eye up a bit. The werewolf, this werewolf, I can't remember his name, but that werewolf is a little stronger. Husk, I'll move up a bit. Okay, some of these are tougher, like even within the context of their game. So Shellwalker is probably higher. Gulper's a little higher. Overseer is up. Sorry, Bubble Bobble. It is he's stressful. I'm going to keep him not that far down. Stressful. Lizard guy from Earthbound. Pufferfish, just he's pretty stressful. No, I'm not going to move him. I'm going to move Porcupine guy up a bit. and then Mirelurk Hunter is up higher. Ice Horror, Frozen Horror, higher. Fallen Shaman can move down. Skull Guy can move down. Parachute Guy moves down. Can move him down a little bit. Gibdo move up. Reznor I can move down. Stalfos is probably above him. Leap Blaster Frog dude. Okay, that's not bad. And then see if any of them need to move up. Yeah, this guy's more annoying. Move him down. Leap Lasher or something like that. Or maybe that's just the name of the Fallout one. I'm gonna move Sumo Dude up. Anything else from here? I don't think so. Can move Electricity Guy down. Fish down. Like up. Eerie down a little bit. Dino Torch down. Birdo a little bit down. This guy more stressful. This dude, Scorcher, is more stressful. I have him up here. Mine, he's still stressing me out a bit. And then this Earthbound guy can move down. Right below. Geth dude, Fish can move down to here. All right, not bad. I think that's kind of close to where I go. Mr. Gutsy, I think, is probably up higher from Fallout. Just make sure there's, well, mine. I just need to move him up. Badillo, Boo, Charge and Chuck. This Ghoul, Children of Adam, Mirelurk. Okay, right, I have a Mirelurk over those two. But then a mine right below those two. Courser. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, now we're to the anxiety-inducing section. I'm sure it's not all that entertaining to watch me think, but that's where we're at. The children, the dude from BioShock, I can have lower because he just doesn't attack as much. So I got to think like which of these are almost like super stressful. Frostclaw was super stressful. Suicider stressful. Splicer. Okay, Guardians are higher for sure. I'm going to move down the Dragon Age Terrors. Although this one is a little more. The Wall dropper is up there. Council member. Okay, I can move the pygmy guys down. Saltron, bloodworms, they're jumping out. Mole rats, same thing. Probably have a Mirelurk King higher than that. The Rat Scorpion can move down a little bit. Super Mutant Berserker move up. I probably have the Suicider over it. Just the sound it starts to make when it runs at you is alarming. Can't have the Frost Claw very high without the Fire Claw being pretty high. Slither guy is probably higher than my Fire Claw. Deathbringer, stressful, but it's not like an animal looking thing, which is why I don't get as stressed about it as much as maybe the others. Groundbreaker is probably just below here. Stalker, man, those things freak me out still. I'll have the Stalker just above the Sentry Bot from Fallout. Gator Claw I can move down. I probably need to move a Hinox up. I mean, there's times where I'll like see a Hinox on the other side of a bridge and it's the only way I can cross the bridge and I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to take the bridge. Go around. Hammer Bros still stress me out a bit. I'm going to have them up here. All right, out of these Mega Man guys, I got to get this situated. Okay, so I'm going to move him down. He's actually going to go down here. Just because he's more, doesn't move. Stone guy is more stressful than Cuckoo can move down. It's an honorary position. The Construct, similar thing. It's interesting because I'm trying to think if the Redeads are more anxiety inducing for me than the Gibdos from the new one. It feels like the Gibdos are a little bit worse because they are more mobile, or they're like coming after you more directly and quickly. They're not fast, but it's just like, it feels like they're closing in more. Mad Piano, I'm gonna give you your props. I mean, you did your thing. Tide Ripper's great. It doesn't stress me out as much as some of the others for some reason. Okay, I got to get these Mega Man ones in some order here. Snail, Hippo, Bigfoot, Laser Guy, Tiger Guy, Joe, okay, that's not so bad. Now I just need to figure out where they go. Fanto is anxiety inducing. I'm not going to take him down. Lakitu, Thresher Maul is higher. Yeah, Thresher Maul is definitely higher. Angry Sun, I can move down a bit. Chain Chomp, still good. The Leap Lashers, I can move down. This guy just, yeah. You run into him more, and he gets in the way and you can't get around. It drives me nuts. All right. this looks pretty good. I'm gonna move Hammerbrow, Sentry Bot, you can, okay. It's pretty good. I'm gonna move a Soltron over, oh, in here, this guy comes down a little bit. Not too much, but here. Okay, so now I gotta get these top few. So Splicer is freaky, but not as intimidating as some of these other guys. I have a Slitherfang over the council member. Soltron. It's funny how these guys end up next to each other. Both have like giant laser eyes. Super Mutant. Wallcrawler. I'm going to give you the top, man. Suicider. Guardian. Assaultron. Okay, feel pretty good about that. All right, now we're on our toughest part, the last part. So this was the Floor Master one, which makes sense. He's kind of up there. Both creepy, but this one drops down from the ceiling. That's why I have them differentiated. Okay, who freaks me out the most in a game? That's essentially where we're at now. Well, I'm playing that game, and the worst part is all of them do because I'm getting anxiety thinking about it. Okay. The Fallout, what is it, Storm Eagle or something like that. It's intimidating, it's scary, it's terrifying, but I'm going to have them down here. Fog Crawler, similar thing. I'll take the Bat down. Dreadwing or whatever he's called. Tremor Tusk, I'd have below. Fog Crawler. Thunderjaw is huge and intimidating, but I would probably have it down here as well. And then this dude, he's scary because he just jumps real high and he's down in the dark. But I may not run into him as much. I'll have him maybe down here. Okay, Dead Hand is scary, but I'm going to have him down here. The Big Sister is cool, but I'm kind of used to it. Big Daddy, just a little bit. You get used to fighting or knowing where to go with it. Still stressful though, so I'm going to have it here. Probably have Lionel a little lower, because at least if I see a Lionel, I have time to get away. A little bit of time. All right. Okay, Big Daddy. I'm going to say the Gloom Hands scare me a little bit more than Big Daddy. Gleeok. Banshee. Eel. Okay, the Turtle is super tough, scary, and I'll have him just below the Big Daddy. He's just with Gloom Hands, Glowing One, Eel. Okay. Eel is at least somewhat predictable. You have to coax it out. It's fine. Still just a dead look in its eyes. It's tough. All right, so that leaves us with a lot of Fallout, Zelda, Mass Effect. So the Fallouts are Deathclaw, Queen, Glowing One. Mass Effect, we have the Banshee, We got 2 Zeldas. We got the Gleeok, and we've got the Gloomhands. Gleeok I can kind of avoid, so I'm going to move that down. So Gloomhands, Banshee, Glowing One, Queen, Deathclaw. I have at this point fought enough Deathclaws where I feel like I can move it down a bit. I see it. I know what to do with it. Unless it's like a super glowing Deathclaw, then I'll try to run away. Then we have the Gloomhands, the Banshee, the Glowing One, and the Queen. All right. I'm going to move. This is tough. They're all so good. The Glowing One there because usually I can see it. Again, know what's going to happen. These next 3. So Queens can pop out of the ground. It's scary as crap. Banshees, you kind of hear from afar, and then all of a sudden they show up. But I'm going to move them over because you do kind of see it coming, although they can pop up in front of your face. We have the Gloomhands, and we have the Mirelurk Queen. I'm going to put Gloomhands number 1. That's a tough one because I freaking hate the rest of these things in terms of running into them. So it's like I could change my mind. You put a game in and all of a sudden I would say I don't want to see that thing. I'm going to run away. But like the difference is the Gloomhands changed the game. Like you're in the game feels normal, and then all of a sudden it gets dark and red and these things start chasing after you. And it's like a pool of these hands. Super creepy. And you think, oh well, that's not so bad, but no, they actually grab you and then they start killing you, and it's crazy. The Queen is still awful because she pops out of nowhere even though she's massive, and then all of a sudden she's like spraying you but coming up on you and trying to attack you, and she's huge. So yeah, all good answers here. But I think that's it. It's pretty close at least to what I would have for a final. So this is the video game enemies that I have, and I'm sure one day I will change my mind, but this is what I got so far. That'll be it.